What's up, guys? Get started here in a second. It's going to be a quiet commentary session. I'm going to be doing some 7-on-7 football. This is the Varsity Football, um, basically like kind of play test. You could buy on Steam, which I just did, and kind of dive into it here a little bit and see what's up. So let's see here. We have a couple of teams to mess around with. I really don't care for which. I don't know the controls yet, but we'll figure that out. So I'm not real familiar with what this is. It's basically a full-fledged product on the Steam store. So if you look up 7-on-7 football, it should populate for you. It's like $9, which I'd gladly play just to get something to mess around with a little bit here. Let's take a look at some of these defenses. All right, interception, brilliant. First play. Gives you a nice little replay there too. There's not a lot of messing around with the replay, it looks like, but again, we're just diving into this real quick. Just a look at the playbook a little bit. It's about 18 plays to mess around with here. I don't know the controls still at this point, so is there... Okay, there's no controls. So the QB movement's kind of nice. I took a sack there just because I want to play around with this a little bit. I'm doing my investigation with movement right now. The movement looks really good. Right stick gives you like a juke. Can't flip the plays from what I can see here, unfortunately. Tried to hit that curl. I think I threw it right into a cover two. I will say this, the QB movement feels heavier than other games we've been playing, like Maximum Football specifically, where you feel like you're just kind of floating around. I don't have any pre-snap options. You can select a player though this time. I will say it's a little sluggish feeling. Like defensive movement that sort of just needs tweaked up a little bit, which is totally fine. We're just going to take this for what it is at face value. It's basically a glorified demo. I will say this: if you're a fan of older maximum football movement, this game essentially is that for you. It is like 2020, but far more refined. Player models, of course, don't look fantastic, but this is, again, not a finished product of a game. It's basically a play test. The DBs look like they maintain at least a little bit of a back pedal, which is far more realistic than some other games that I've been playing. And again, take this at face value. I'm just kind of dicking around here, just testing some things out. There's a couple things in a game I like to test. Offensively, I like to see if you could how well you could throw a slant, a curl, and a fade. Here's the fade. And we're going to throw a slant here. We'll go quick slants here to the left. I'm not big on this 7-on-7 culture with football that's kind of popped up the past 10 or so years. Maybe I'm just an old man at this point, but this is the type of stuff these games need to be doing to give them the chance to build a full 11-on-11 product. Like, iron this stuff out and then give us the gameplay as well on top of that. I will say the player movement feels really satisfying, like there's a lot of momentum behind moving around. It is annoying that they don't give you any sort of like control options here. Wow, buddy. Yeah, agreed. The whole maximum situation, again, I'm still ultimately frustrated by where that game is at this point. I'm still getting a little bit of fun out of the dynasty mode, but then again, it is in desperate need of improvement as well. If you guys don't know, I just got my Steam machine this weekend, so this is like the first thing I'm really getting a chance to play here. My timing must have been a little bit off with that, but I'm going to be making quite a bit of breakdowns now with this game so that I can give feedback. Just trying to test some things. Like I said, this isn't really meant to be a serious play session. I'm just sort of seeing what the game has, what it's kind of capable of. That way I can kind of further test a little bit and really dive into this at a higher level at a later play time. But yeah, I'm using my PlayStation 5 controller with this game right now. It seems to work really well. I'm pressing X to hold and skip. It is not holding and skipping, unfortunately. There is only 18 plays offensively that you have currently, but they're all very well schemed looking plays. You don't have a play art option at the beginning here. Split that safety. I will say passing feels relatively easy. I mean, maybe I'm using a better team or something. I don't know. I did like that little juke he set that route up with. That, or there's so much, momentum and stuff that they kind of attribute in this game. They have to break down before they can plant. That throw animation is absolutely one of the best I've seen. I think it's looking at some college football 27 gameplay where they've basically been bragging about how good their stuff is now. It's still not on par with some older games like 2K, and that still kills that game, unfortunately. I even think the older Madden still have like the same level of realistic drop movement. I'm trying to figure out some of the defensive controls here as well. I don't know what swats or how you pick passes off. Trying to flood them with too many zones to throw into, but shoot, I don't even know what I just picked. Some 4 verts at him. I will say this, I just at first glance would speed the gameplay up just a little bit. I mean, I understand these are high school kids. Okay, so there's a game speed. I'm gonna crank that up to a 5 and just see what that feels like. It looks like they have some sort of system with the players as well that are like, gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Not like X Factor, but sort of like college football's, is it personality traits or something? I forget what they called them in that game, but like you see here, there's different colored V's. I don't know if that's essentially like each team has a top tier player with 2, almost like what was it, 2K8's like star system where they had like gold star, silver, bronze. It looks like the red might be the top player on the team with 2 silver versions of that. So like you have a different variant with a lot of these teams. Unfortunately, there's not enough like players to really differentiate them a whole lot. So it looks like we're mainly just talking about QBs, receivers, DBs, safeties. Spacing chess match with 0 freebies. I don't know what that essentially means. Inside efficiently with no ball out, bailout for as well. We'll go with the Darkwood Fangs. So here this team has a route runner as far as like a receiver goes. Yeah, I know a couple people have been playing Football Simulator. I have not actually touched that game. I mean, I've seen some footage of it, but as far as like a football game, it might be something I mess around with at some point. I think if I was to go back and play something similar to that, I would just go play Backbreaker. They've been doing some mods with that game as well that I'm sort of kind of interested in seeing, like the changed views and different things like that. So start on defense here. This is game speed 5 now. I can already tell you this feels far superior. Get there. Alright, he just kind of walked himself to the ball. Yeah, this is moving and playing far better. I don't know why it started on game speed 1. Got a little bit of work to do on the player models, which is fine. I'm not even judging the game graphically. I don't care. I just wanted to play good. I can tell you this right now, as far as like movement and stuff goes, this feels just great. It's a little slow, I would say. Without proper, control explanation, it's tough to really know how to do a lot of things. What are we doing? That was my bad. I threw that right into a pick. I think that QB was like tripping up with the animation or something like he was trying to do. I don't know. So my safety has the V under him. I think that means he's really good, but he didn't make that last play, which is kind of crazy. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a paid kind of like test version of Varsity Football. I'm not advocating, there it is, I'm not advocating that you go get this, but I wanted to kind of test the game myself, and this was like kind of like an entry-level way to do that. So I'm going to be making quite a bit of footage breakdowns with what I'm capturing here today. So if you guys are interested in that, stay tuned for more of that stuff. It looks like they're single safety high here. There's a bit of a juke move. Goodness, I didn't throw that whole shot quick enough. I like to call some of these plays like I'm trying real. These plays, there's only 18 of them offensively, but I mean, they give you good variety with like beaters. That was a cover 2 beater. You have a out route with a go ball. You don't have to hold L2 to strafe, which is an interesting decision. Like, you're just kind of in a strafe animation to start. I don't know if I like that. Like here, okay, never mind. I think I was just kind of locked into that. I like the variance between coverages. You'll have a single safety high with a like a cover 3 shell and vice versa. I wish it was possible to bump my players up into the box a little bit more. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at the damn chat. Here it is. Wonder if they don't have a really good defensive catch animation, because it sort of just cuts out there the catch a lot of times. Oh, never mind. He did grab that. Okay. Alright, we're going to get post corner up. We're going to send one deep to R1 here. Looks like we have the coverage for it too. Well, the juke's actually a juke in this game, and they have to plant their feet and initiate momentum, like change direction where maximum. It's just like a half-baked shuffle sidestep, which still confuses me because in the 23 footage they used when they were promoting the game initially, they actually had a really good juke animation. So I guess that got the chop. Good D. Way to break on the ball. I don't know what I picked. Trying to juke a little bit here just to see what it's capable of for this mode. I'm not really sure how viable it is. Like that last throw, I really threw with anticipation. I didn't need a glowing receiver to tell me that guy was wide open or he was going to run himself open. Or like some sort of indicator above his head. I feel like as a football player, you should like be able to read that and anticipate leverage and speed and that kind of stuff to give your players a chance to make a grab there. As you guys could see too on screen, there's some weird things with like the names sticking on the replays or whatever. Just not even really, that doesn't bother me at this point. Well, that dude is fast. Holy shit. We're going to test that corner. We're going to send him on a go ball. Never mind. He's a whole squad of people over there with him. So he's like a slot or nickel corner or something like that, huh? So that's a type of throw right there. Just you can't do in a lot of football games. I wish I'm gonna test it and see if there's some sort of like passing where I can lead a little bit or something like that. I'm not sure if that's in this. There I was holding the left stick to the inside and threw that ball, so I don't know if that redirected him like upfield more. Like so in college football and Madden, I think at least from what I can remember from 26, if you hold L2 PlayStation wise, you could basically like lead pass or like put the ball to a spot. I don't know if this game has something similar to that, so I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit here and see. This game already has a few things. Maximum does not have like arm sleeves and armbands. I know that's just crazy work. Ooh, bad ball. Alright, so here we have X on a go. I'm going to see if I could throw this to the inside. Wait. Never mind, it must have been square on the screen. I thought it said X. My bad. But I was holding in to the right on the stick. I wonder if I threw that behind him because of that, maybe? Not sure. It's really tough to react defensively at times. I wonder if that's meant to like be a separator of these players. Like an elite player has that type of movement versus some of these just random kids that aren't that level of athlete. Ooh, good ball. Alright, we're going to run cross Z post. X is supposed to be to my left here. And he's not. So that's a little wonky. The receiver icons are a little spotty here. I'm going to run the same thing again. I'm going to try to throw this behind X. I don't know. I can't tell if it's doing something different or not. Oh, you only get 3. I keep forgetting about that. Alright guys, I'm going to play one more here on defense and then I might wrap things up. I just wanted to throw this on for a second and just kind of test things out here. What a ball. Again, if you guys are interested in this for yourselves, this is on Steam currently. It's called 7-on-7 Football. It is the Varsity Football, kind of like, almost seems like a test, kind of like a playground for them. There is essentially there's like a tournament mode here with a few teams. You can go through and customize the game a little bit. There's not a whole lot that you can do. There's a team creation. Don't know what's going on here. I'll maybe play around with that a little bit. You also have, you know, your game settings. Looks like there's game speed. I don't know why. I did have it on 5, but that's now gone. You can actually lock the frame rate. I won't mess with that right now, but yeah guys, that's probably gonna be it for now. I'm gonna probably play a couple of knockout tournaments. If you're interested, maybe I'll stream some of that stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in here quick, test this game out a little bit, kind of go through some of the settings and what's here, and just get a feel for what this game is. I will say this, in my initial reaction, this feels more like something like Maximum 2020, and I'm saying that give that game 6-7 years of refinement with player movement, momentum, a full on like change of movement system, like the, I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for here, the locomotion, maybe, is that what I'm talking about? It just feels better moving side to side. There's a change of direction that takes place that a lot of these games don't seem to be able to replicate. You cannot do that in the Frostbite engine that EA uses because it's a piece of shit. But yeah, I'll be back with more of this at some point, maybe this weekend. But yeah, stay tuned. If you guys like this, let me know. Drop me a like. Still trying to grow my channel here a little bit. I'm going road to 500 subs. So if you're interested, go ahead and shoot me a subscription. I like to post a ton of this type of content. Now with this 7-on-7, I'll be kind of feeding that itch a little bit more. So